All right, so I saw a great video today, and it was a video of Keith Jarrett talking about what is music. And I started thinking about it, but I started thinking about it in the way of what is music and what is musicality. And the second part about that, really the third part about it, because I want to talk about music and I want to talk about musicality. But the third thing I really want to talk about is can it be taught? Or is it something that's kind of organic, or if it's something in between? So, in the discussion that I saw, Keith Jarrett started talking about it, and he said that well, music is something that cannot be expressed in words. And he goes on to talk a little bit about his own experiences, talks about education. When he touches upon education, he talks about the fact that he left Berkeley or got kicked out of Berkeley. And then he had a trio, and the trio was made up of former Berkeley students that did not graduate, that either left or got kicked out. So, and then he also ended up getting kicked out of this trio. So he said, well, you know, so basically, can you be musical, or is music about education? And this is not to say that you don't need to know the rudiments of chords, scales, arpeggios, and things of that nature. I mean, he's a very, very well learned musician. He knows that. I myself, I love theory to a certain extent. But he talks about this because it kind of touches upon the aspect of whether music can be taught. Musicality, not music. And let me be clear on this. When I say music, I mean I can teach somebody how to play a chord. I can tell them that this is a G major 7, this is a D ninth, this is a minor ninth, this is a 13th chord, this is a ninth chord. I can tell you all of these things, and I can even tell you the scales to play over those chords, and you can learn the repertoire. That's kind of music, and that's a theoretical foundation. Musicality to me is about emotion and expression. And I had a really long talk with a very, very near dear friend of mine, and it was about whether or not musicality in and of itself can be taught. Um, I come from the school of thought is that you can work with someone on music in and of itself, which is technical aspects of music, music theory. Musicality will be affected by the technique and your underpinnings in terms of understanding music. But in terms of your emotion and expression, you can never teach that. That's just my opinion. And when I say that, is emotion and expression is a function of your life experience. And it goes for me, whatever genre of music you're playing, whether you're playing rock, jazz, funk, are classical. The way I play a chord is a function of my life and what's happened to it. That does not mean that I'm just going about and freestyling and just playing any chord to, standards and changes and things of that nature, or just noodling. Yeah, I like to do that too. But that just means that the way I hit a note is dependent upon my life experience, my emotion, and where I'm at in terms of how I want to be expressive. And that can't be taught. That's a function of your own life experience. Um, and I think it holds true again, which whatever the genre is. So I can remember one of the things I saw was Vladimir Horowitz playing Reverie, a Schumann piece, and I guess he goes back to Russia, and the crowd is crying, and this guy's like playing. It's really, really beautiful. I should probably link it in this video. And I thought about it, man. There's probably nobody that could play that piece at that point in time the same way that he could. The notes are the same. There's not improvisation or anything like that. I mean, Schumann wrote the thing, and it's like really, really nice. But he's a function of his society. He saw all of the uprisings and the turmoils in Russia, and going back there to play that concert, the way this guy is hitting the keys, the amount of pressure and the emotion that's coming out of him, that to me is musicality. It's not the technique in and of itself. That's music that enables him to play that. And so that's what I mean by the difference between music and musicality. Music to me is here, which is an understanding of what you are playing from an intellectual level and a technical level. Musicality is emotion and expression. And it's very, very difficult to teach that. And I know people will disagree with that. There are people who make a lot of money called psychiatrists and psychologists that work with you in terms of your emotion. But if you think about it, even the greats, from Coltrane to Miles, there's a certain reason that they play the way that they play. It's because of their experience, not their technical ability. The technical abilities enables the musicality aspect to come out of it. And you think about even something like John Mayer. I forget that song escapes me, but he's got this. I think it's Neon. I could be wrong. He's got this song, and the way the guy picks the damn thing, it's just crazy. There's no amount of technique that can even teach you how to pick that way. In fact, if he had gone to conservatory and gotten that education or all that stuff, stayed in Berkeley or gone to Juilliard or something, he would never have written that song. And you don't have to be a genius. Hendrix was a genius. Okay? Hendrix died at 27 years old. But he was filled with emotion and expression in his musicality. If you look at Hendrix chord, like, it was the first jazz guy I ever, E7 sharp 9, things of that nature. So anyway, so sorry for this long belabored discussion, but in terms of music and musicality, you can be taught music, but musicality is something that's about emotion and expression, and that's something that's about your life experience. And everyone has musicality. It just has to come out in them because all of our life experiences are different. And that's attaching the two, music and musicality, to make melodious sounds. All right, then. Thank you for watching.